about the power of association. When I heard about this bonfire, he said, let us just prepare. But so much, so said, people do not understand the importance of association. So I'm just going to read from Chaitanya Charitamrita, and then we'll speak about some very important facts about his association and the importance of association, that the types of association that you take is also very, very important. And also with that association, what do you do? And in that association, what comes out of it? What gain do you get? And if you've not properly carried out or done in the right association, what has happened? And there are good examples in the Srimad Bhagavatam, right from Canto 1, right up to Canto 12, about those messages about association. And we shall do Canto 1 to 12. Is that all right? 18,000 verses. We can try, seriously, we're going to do that. And let's see how much we can gain out of that. Right? All can repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Om Ajnanaatimirandasya Jnananjana Chalakaya Chakshuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Vayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeyam Shri Guru Shri Yuttapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sagaradatam Sagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadaitam Savidutam Parilana Chaitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakanditam Shah. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopikanta Radhakanta Namaste. Tatya Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhana Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriya. Vanchakalpatra Kripa Sindhu Bhevacha Patitanam Pavanabhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jai Dvaita Chandra Jai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Dvaita Chandra Jai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Nanda, Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda, Jai Jai Chandra Jai Guru Bhakta Vrinda, Jai Jai Chandra Jai Guru Bhakta Vrinda. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. And when we finish up with this lesson of association, you can weigh the situation and see for yourself how important Vaishnava Sangha is. The importance of being in association with devotees. And also how rare a species is the devotee community compared to the whole world. And how we should cherish one another in union, being together to share our love and devotion with one another. It is so very important to know this because a Vaishnava is very, very rare. So therefore I am glad, never mind a little number, small number here, supposed to be a few more, but many of them got turned down because some of them are sick. Gaurav Premi went on a program to Chatsworth, so we missed them very dearly. Nevertheless, but for those of you who are here, I just want to offer my humble obeisances to all of you. Vancha kalpatra kripa sindhu bhyevacha patitanam pavanabhyo vaishnavabhyo namo namaha. Thank you for coming here today and giving me some of your association. I came to take association. Because the speaker who speaks benefits the most from speaking. Of course, those who are listening, they also benefit tremendously. But most of all, the speaker benefits. So speaking this in the assembly hall, especially Vaishnava, because all of you all are chanting. But before I begin, let us just introduce ourselves to one another, starting right from the please, your name
Paramatma Das.
and your what you do here.
I'm assisting with the Namahata.
Namata leader.
He's a Namata leader. Please give him a big round of applause. Your name, huh?
Karuna Shakti.
Louder.
Karuna Shakti.
Karuna Shakti Mataji. She helps a lot in this Namata. She's assisting so much like that. She is the Namata leader. Give her a big round of applause.
Hare Krishna.
Rukmini, give her a big hand, please.
Hare Krishna.
Rukmini Mataji, very outspoken in this Namata. She speaks so much on their behalf, and she also leads them like another leader. I'm very proud of her.
Hare Krishna.
Every time I come here, I feel so much in love with her. She's such a wonderful devotee.
Hare.
That is why I'm very happy today that I am here to take association, even amongst a few of us.
And Sudeshni.
Sudeshri. Give Sudeshri a very big hand.
Hare Krishna.
From
Lamesi.
Lamesi, all the way from Lamesi. Please give her another round of applause.
Thank you for coming, Mataji.
And they're always husband and wife. They serve so much in the Lamasi Namahata. That's why I say I fail to understand. When Prabhupada said, your love for me will be shown in the manner in which you cooperate with one another. And they cooperate with one another in the Namahata so lovingly that I am taken away by that love. And I am fell in love with all of them.
My name is Rukmini.
Another Rukmini. Give it a big hand, please. Well, I know her as Veda Auntie. She makes the nicest Veda. And the best I can see, yes. I'm pleased with that. And she does so much service in the temple. Now that she's a little old, she needs some rest. Nevertheless, and she's so kind that she begs us all the time, Madhumangal, please come with all the devotees. I'll cook nice and offer bhoga to the Lord and serve your nice prasad. And several times we have been there, and she made sure, she gets so angry that if you don't go and take prasad at her place, she gets very upset. So many times to please her, when we went and had Harinam, we went and took prasad right here. So give her a big hand, please.
Hare Bol.
Next.
I don't know this devotee.
Somebody don't know themselves.
Shankar Shandas.
That's being very humble. Yes, Shankar Shandas, initiated devotee also of ISKCON, very enthusiastic devotee. You can see how he does things. Runs up and down and does videoing and all that. And he sends it so much of preaching work. That is preaching. Right now that is what he is doing. And how many people are listening. And how much people can become devotees. Thank you very much, Shankar Shah. Next, Prabhu.
Ram Bhadra Das.
Ram Bhadradas. Give him a big round of applause.
Hare Krishna.
I try to help wherever I can.
He tries to help wherever he can, but I always see him as elderly as he is, and myself like him, very enthusiastic
Hare
in the
Bol.
Namata, always engaging in the Namata program. We give him a big hand, please.
Hare Bol.
Next, Prabhu.
My name is Sunesh.
Sunesh.
I attend Ramata.
So give him a big hand. He attends Namata.
He also helps
Namata,
us.
attending Namata, chanting Hare Krishna. Chanting Hare Krishna means devotee.
He also helps us a lot when we're cooking, donating, cleaning.
Give him another big hand.
Hare Krishna.
So therefore, I am so inspired to come here and take you up with those associations. So give me your wonderful association. He's Ashwin from Ramasi. And let me tell you, this devotee, he is a hidden treasure. And I didn't even know. He's a good actor, he can put a good act, you know. Not showing off. Rather, he acts on stage. And the manner which he acts, it's amazing. I was taken by when I saw their plays, and I even forgot to say this, even Shankar Chan. You'd be surprised how he acts in plays. They are both together, they act in plays.
Hare.
And he takes the part of Lord Shiva, sometime Advaita Acharya, whatever it is. And he takes the part of some very rugged man, Ravana. Hiranyakashipu, or someone like that. And he plays his part so well, sometimes I become confused. Is he the same person? Must I get out from this crowd here before he attacks me? Very powerful, seriously, watch him when he acts and plays. He's so serious
They
in
were
his
rushing
plays.
because they say, oh, he got classes.
Roshan.
His Grace Nireshan Prabhu, very wonderful devotee, very enthusiastic, always goes on Harinam Sankirtan,
Hari Bol.
always goes on Harinam Sankirtan and book distribution,
Hare Bol.
spreading Srila Prabhupada's mission.
Hari
Give him a
Bol.
big hand, please.
Hare Bol.
So thank you for the introduction. Thank you so much. Hare
Helped
Krishna.
a lot today. Helped us a lot today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So I'm going to read a little from Chaitanya Charitamrita, and then some messages that I have written down. Hearing some nice devotee. I'm reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 22, the process of devotional service. Reading text 49. Sadhu Sange Krishna Bhakti Shraddhaya Dihaya Bhakti Pala Apremahaya Samsaraya Shaya. Translation you can repeat after me. By associating
By associating
with a devotee,
with a devotee,
one awakens
one awakens
his faith
his faith
in devotional service
in devotional service
to Krishna.
to Krishna.
Because of devotional service,
Because of devotional
one's dormant love
one's demon
for Krishna
for Krishna
awakens,
awakens,
and thus
and thus
one's material
one's material
conditioning,
conditioning
existence
existence
comes to an end.
Comes to an end.
What do you think? How important is association then? Very clear. In the association of devotees, one awakens his faith in devotional service. How many people did it happen to that are sitting here? How many people did it happen to? To all of us. It awakened our devotion. Everyone has devotion in their heart. So, some service they perform. By nature, we are all devotees. Every living entity is a devotee of Lord Krishna. But unfortunately, there are some who have forgotten due to conditioning. There are some who try to engage and try to remember. And there are some who are already eternal devotees of Nitya Siddhas who come amongst us to spread the mission to take us out of this miserable condition and re-relate our loving relationship to the Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna. So therefore, in the association of devotees, only that can happen. Text 50. Yadrichaya mat kathadayo jata saddastu ya puman na nirva vinyo nati shakto bhakti yoga asya siddhidaha. Translation by Srila Prabhupada, you can repeat. Somehow the other,
somehow or another.
if one is attracted
If one is attracted
to talks
to talk
about me,
about me
not me, Krishna, right? And has faith
and has faith
in the instructions
in the instructions
I have set forth
I have set forth
in Bhagavad Gita.
in Bhagavad Gita.
So who's speaking here? Lord Krishna said, not me, right? And if one is neither falsely
One is not falsely
detached
detached
from material things,
from material things,
nor very much attracted
nor very much attached
to material existence,
to material existence,
his dormant love for me
his dormant love for me
will be awakened
will be awakened
by devotional service.
by devotional service.
So that's what happens when you're in the association of devotees. Your devotional service is awakened. Where if you have full faith in the instructions of Lord Krishna that he spoke in Bhagavad Gita, and if you're not falsely detached means don't be false about yourself. When you are attached to material nature, but falsely you think you are detached. That is not true of you. From detached from material things, nor very much attracted to material existence. And if you are not very much attracted to material existence, his dormant love for Krishna will be awakened by devotional service. This verse is from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, chapter 20, verse 8. So that is why Srimad Bhagavatam is nectarian. And in the first chapter, third verse, it describes the sweetness of Bhagavatam. Galitam phalam, like a ripened fruit. You have mango, ripe mango?
Yeah.
How sweet is ripened, full ripe mango, Bombay mango? Huh? When it goes down your fingers and everything when you eat, right? And you lick your finger and the mango. How much of sweetness is there? It is much, million times sweeter than that, Srimad Bhagavatam. So that is why Bhagavatam is very important. The next verse, text 51. Mahat kripa vina kono karma bhakti naya Krishna bhakti dure raya samsarana hi chaya. Translation by Divine Loving Srila Prabhupada. You can repeat. Unless one is favored.
This one is favored.
Very important. unless one is favored
One is favored
by a pure devotee,
by a pure devotee.
one cannot attain
One cannot attain
the platform of devotional service
the platform of devotion
to say nothing of Krishna,
to say nothing of Krishna
bhakti.
bhakti.
One cannot
One cannot
even
even
be relieved
be relieved
from the bondage
from the bondage
of material existence.
of material existence.
When you hear this verse, who do you think of immediately? Who do you think of immediately? Unless one is favored by a pure devotee. His Divine Loving Grace Srila Prabhupada ki. Were we not favored by a pure devotee?
Yes.
We came into contact with Srila Prabhupada, his association, and what has happened to us? Huh?
We become devotees, pure devotees.
Yes, material attachment, almost. Well, I am still more sometimes attached. Almost completely destroyed. Do you ever like, when you come to Krishna consciousness, do you like this material nature?
No.
You don't like this material nature. And I'm just going to give you something that I heard. That I heard spoken by a Christian pastor. You might just think, why am I bringing such a person in? Srila Prabhupada also mentioned about Jesus. He came to spread the love of God. Son of God. He's not God himself, but he's Son of God, Prabhupada said. He came to preach God consciousness. Just like Srila Prabhupada, also perfect Son of God. He came to preach also love of God, same thing, but only in different language, English and Prabhupada from the message of the East. And unfortunately, due to their misconduct and not knowing love of God, they destroyed him by crucifying him. In a similar way, so many people try to do something to Srila Prabhupada also. Because Prabhupada was spreading Krishna consciousness single-handedly all over the world. Not a single person could do what Prabhupada did in 12 years. In 14 years. He circled the globe. In 12 years he circled the globe 14 times. The whole globe I'm talking about. Every country in this globe. He circled it 14 times. Spreading Krishna consciousness and opening up 108 temples and 5,000 disciples within that 12 years. With no money, just 40 rupees and 3 volumes of Srimad Bhagavatam. He left on a ship called Jaladuta and he went to the worst place of hell. Bhakticharo Swami Maharaj called that hellish place on this earth. Where is that? The state of America is hell. I'm going to read something to you, what that pastor has spoken. And Prabhupada went there and started Krishna consciousness, and eventually it spread throughout the whole world by his wonderful disciples later on. And how they worked tirelessly, I'll tell you that also, a little bit on that. So that is why it's important, like this. Thank you, Prabhu, Paramatma Das, and Namata, all the leaders. Many leaders they have. And for organizing this, so that in association, we can speak about Krishna with love and devotion, not lust and commotion. He knows always. That will be my next message. Not with lust and commotion, but with love and devotion about Krishna. That should be the message in the association of devotees. and nothing else. Otherwise, it's simply a waste of time. So I'm going to just read an example of this person who spoke about America. This pastor is known as Dr. Adrian Roberts. You can go on Google and you'll find this, Dr. Adrian Roberts. And I'm going to read, and I'm quoting exactly what he has spoken. You know, I'm going to speak exactly what he has spoken, word for word. America is number one. Do you all agree? Yes. It is number one state in the whole world. Very powerful, isn't it?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes, it is.
Yes. Unfortunately, America is number one in sexual perversion. Is it a good thing?
Bad.
Number one in abortion. Number one in crime. Number one in the destruction of family values. Number one in the enforcement of humanistic political correctness. But I am not only thinking about myself, but I am thinking about my children. I am thinking about my children's children. If the Lord tarries, that means if he stays a little longer, I ask of him, what kind of a nation are they going to inherit? If all these qualities are there within these Americans who are number one, yes, they are number one state, but they are number one in degradation also. All these degraded activities, they are number one. So what kind of a nation will they inherit? And we can see for ourselves what kind of a nation has been inherited and how this has happened. Another one, speech by him, Dr. Adrian Rogers. He mentions, I'm speaking his words, America, the shining light on the hill. Call it shining light. Shining light is always bright, there's no darkness, right? But you see this shining light, how much darkness it portrays. America, the shining light on the hill, is doing more to lend degeneracy to other nations of the world. What America is doing? Degenerating means degrading the other nations of the world. It does more to degenerate, in other words, degrade the other nations of the world than any other nation on the face of the earth. Are these good statements about them?
No, bad.
But yet people think so proud of America. I am an American. Huh? These are dull-minded fools, not knowing the purpose of the human form of life, which I'm going to continue in our scriptures. Just opposite, this is what opposite to what Srila Prabhupada speaks. And how he took the love of Krishna to every town and village in the world. And I'm continuing. This is being done. How this is being done? This is being done through American pornography and American movies, exporting pornography around the world. And we look here at home and we see a nation that is awash in abortion, crime, divorce, violence, suicide, drug addiction, alcoholism, unwed teen pregnancy, lust, pornography, fornication, adultery, and sodomy. That's what comes out from such a place. And friend, we must say something must be done soon. But Srila Prabhupada has already done it. Our scriptures has already done it. Only if you take heed to it, you can be saved from such abomination. You'll be saved from this disaster of destruction on the face of this earth. And you can see full well how all these things through them and the Western world, it spread throughout the whole world and it has spoiled the whole nation. And Prabhupada very kindly struggled to go out in such a place, single-handed, without any fear, full faith in Krishna. He went to such place in the West and he started the spiritual revolution. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. And love of God is going on in every town and village. And it has actually entered every home. And you know that. You can ask anybody. In every house, if you could ask anybody, did you hear about the Hare Krishnas? Yes, of course. They always chant and dance in the streets with the Rath Yatra festivals all over the world. Through who? Through who that has been done?
Srila Prabhupada.
Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai.
There is no greater person than Srila Prabhupada. As for me, I know. He's the greatest person that ever walked this earth planet. So here we are, that we have to work tirelessly by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada to spread Krishna consciousness and help Srila Prabhupada to spread this mission. And the wind blew, you see. So I'm just going to read a few more verses. I'm reading text 43. Samsara brahmite kone bhagya ke tare najira praveyena chatalage tire. You can repeat. The conditioned souls are wandering throughout the different planets of the universe, entering various species of life. But by good fortune, one of these souls may somehow or the other be delivered from the ocean of nuisance, just as one of the many big logs in a flowing river may by chance reach the bank. So we are one of those floating logs. Somehow or the other, we have reached the bank of the river and somebody picked us up. Who is that somebody? Devotees. And how this happened is by the mercy of His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki. And I can give you one good example of myself. How I was picked up, floating in the huge ocean, in a great struggle. It was through Bhagavad Gita as it is. My brother had bought from the devotees here in Durban for 1 rand. So about 35 years ago. 1 rand Bhagavad Gita as it is. And when he read, and I asked him, can you give me that book please? I took that book, I looked at it, I turned the back of the cover. I saw the picture of Srila Prabhupada. I surrendered to Srila Prabhupada right there and then when I saw his picture. Read the first page of Bhagavad Gita as it is. Give up immediately. And took to Krishna consciousness from them. So somehow or the other, so he becomes my Vartama Pradakshaka Guru, who started my Krishna consciousness just by that 1 rand book that Srila Prabhupada translated into English language. Such is the power of a pure association. And I'm going to tell you more about that association. I'm going to continue reading. By good fortune, one becomes eligible to cross the ocean of nations, and then one's term of material existence decreases. Is that true or not? Is it true or not? By good fortune, one becomes eligible to cross the ocean of nations. What is that good fortune? By the fortune of devotees. And one's term of material existence decreases. Is your material assets decreasing? Yes or no? Yes. In my case, I can tell you, guarantee that it has decreased tremendously. But there is little more, there is there. And that little can only come out by your people's grace and mercy if you'll help me to take it out. That is why I'm sitting here today begging you all to give your mercy to me so that I can take that whatever little is there in my heart, some dirty things, like that. One may get an opportunity to associate with pure devotees. By such association, one's attraction to Krishna is awakened. Is your people's attraction for Krishna has been awakened? Yes. To some extent or the other, Krishna consciousness has been awakened in your heart. Wherever you go, never mind, you might go somewhere a little distracted and go do something in the material life, but you come back for Krishna and look for Krishna. Continuing text 46. Oh my Lord, O infallible Supreme Person, when a person wandering throughout the universe becomes eligible for liberation from material existence, he gets an opportunity to associate with devotees. When he associates with devotees, his attraction for you is awakened. You are the Supreme Person of Godhead, the highest goal of the topmost devotees, and the Lord of the universe. So this is a prayer that will be offered. In text 47, Krishna is situated in everyone's heart as the Chaitya Guru, the spiritual master within. When he is kind to some fortunate conditioned soul, he personally gives him lesson so he can progress in devotional service, instructing the person as the super soul within and the spiritual master without. How true this is. The Lord is seated in your heart, very, very kindly and waiting and to help you, to take you out of this material conditioning that is from within. It tries to push you along. And from the outside, who helps you? Huh? The spiritual master or the devotees who can be your Shiksha Gurus, helping you. Do like this, do like this, do like this in Krishna. Only about Krishna. That is why association of devotees like this is very, very important. That by associating with devotees, devotees can help one another to cross this ocean of nations. Okay, and these whole scriptures are full like this, by this message of Krishna consciousness about devotees. And
Yeah, but you get very big.
I'm going to read a few more. Text 53. Unless human society accepts the dust of the lotus feet of great Mahatmas, devotees who have nothing to do with material positions, that is, mankind cannot turn its attention to the lotus feet of Krishna. Those lotus feet vanquish all the unwanted miserable conditions of material life. Then only one can come out of this material conditioning if one accepts the lotus feet of great Mahatmas. The divine loving grace Srila Prabhupada ki. Therefore we offer flowers to the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada to thank him and be grateful and continue to help us and to come out of this conditioning of this material world. And the last one, text 54. How powerful is devotee association? I'd like to read this verse. Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastra Kaya, Lava Matra, Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhi Haya. You can repeat the translation. The verdict of all, again, the verdict of all,
Verdict of all.
revealed scriptures
Revealed scripture.
is that
Is that
by even a moment's association
a moment's
with
association
a pure devotee,
with a pure devotee,
one can attain
one can attain
all success.
all success.
Is it not true?
Yes.
Yes.
I'll show you an example that I was hearing from His Grace Amarendranath Prabhu on YouTube, and I took some messages down, and he was mentioning something about Srila Prabhupada, and he has mentioned that when Prabhupada was traveling in an aeroplane, and the devotee was serving him poha. You know what is poha?
Yes.
Wow, yeah, the white rice.
White. Flat
Huh?
rice.
The mashed
Flat
rice.
rice.
The flat
Sorry?
rice. The
Flat
flat
rice.
The
Flat
flat rice.
rice.
Wow.
Yeah. And Prabhupada was making into balls because it was his little lunchtime, and he was throwing it into his mouth while in the airplane. And the air hostess was watching this. 3 times Prabhupada did that. She was amazed. And when she went to Srila Prabhupada, and she told Srila Prabhupada, that thing is in that fashion, how do you make that into balls and throw it in the mouth without messing around? And Srila Prabhupada took the bowl and gave it to her. Would you like to try? She said yes. And she tried first. She messed herself up. She couldn't do it. But it was so tasty. She took the spoon from Srila Prabhupada and she ate all the palm. And now the disciple that was serving Srila Prabhupada with big open eyes, he was amazed. Prabhupada gave his whole lunchbox to her. What is he going to have? So that air hostess left to do something. And he asked Srila Prabhupada, you gave your whole lunchbox to that person, and there is nothing for you? And then Srila Prabhupada looked at him, and his eyes was sparkling. What was in his eyes? Tears in Prabhupada's eyes. And he's telling the disciple to save one living entity. What is one lunchbox? It's nothing in this world. And then they left. 3 years later, when Prabhupada came back to that city, that same person who was a air hostess. Prabhupada came to do a class, lecture in the temple room. He saw that same air hostess sitting there as a devotee, and Prabhupada made a remark. This is a person that I gave my poha, just one box of lunch. And today, she is a devotee in the Hare Krishna movement. Srila Prabhupada ki. Can you imagine? 1/11th of a second. I'll read that again. I'll read that again because I love that verse. Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastra Kaya, Lava Matra, Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhi Haya. The verdict of all revealed scriptures is that by even a moment's association with a pure devotee, one can attain all success. And I gave you a good example of that. And there are many more examples that he spoke about, few more. But I just want to go on with something else. What's the time now?
10 past 5.
Okay, I was meant to stop at 5 o'clock. It's very interesting.
It is.
I can't carry on because, like I said, the whole of Srimad Bhagavatam, I was only joking that we can say we will sit. We can sit the whole time. From Bhagavatam, from chapter, right from Canto 1 to Canto 12, it can be done in 35 minutes. But I'm not going to take any of your time. I'm just going to take one example. Of Srimad Bhagavatam, that the association with devotees, what it can do, right? I'll give two examples. Well, the first one is in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. I'm going to give you one canto, I won't give you 12 cantos. The first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, where Vyasadeva became very, very despondent. He compiled all the Vedic scriptures, but he was not satisfied. He became very deluded. And he was just sitting on the banks of the Ganges and wondering what to do. Why am I so dissatisfied? And lo and behold, who walks in? Narada Muni. Narada Muni went up to him, and due to his facial expression, Narada Muni could understand that Vyasadeva is very dissatisfied. And then before Narada Muni could ask him any question, Vyasadeva began to speak. And he asked him a question. I have compiled all the Vedic scriptures for the living entities on different levels. But still I am not satisfied. What has happened to me? Please tell me. Narada Muni looked at him and told him, it is because you did not mention or speak about the Leelas of Lord Krishna. That is why you are very, very dissatisfied. Now go and compile the Srimad Bhagavatam about the Leelas of the Supreme Person of Godhead that I will tell you about. And then you will feel satisfied. And so did Vyasadeva did do, following the instruction of Narada Muni. And just by the association of such a great devotee, Narada Muni, Vyasadeva became totally satisfied. Why? Because he compiled the Srimad Bhagavatam about the Leelas of Krishna. Only the pastimes of Lord Krishna can change the heart of a living entity. Nothing else can change the heart of a living entity but the love of Krishna, who is seated in your heart. And then another personality in Bhagavad Gita had a change of heart. We all complain about problems. And when we tell people that come surrender to Krishna, take to Krishna consciousness with your problems, they'll say, no, let my problem finish, then I'll come to Krishna. Your problem will never finish. And one such person was in Bhagavad Gita. Huh? Give him a big hand, please. Yes, Arjuna. Because Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. Understand? And Arjuna was in trouble. He was in a big problem, in a dilemma. My dear Lord, I am confused about my duty. Karpanya doshapata swabhava, chapter 4, verse 7. I am confused about my duty. I am a soul now surrendered to you. Please instruct me what to do, how to take me out of this dilemma. And there was Lord Krishna speaking the whole of Bhagavad Gita. not only for Arjuna, it's not for Arjuna. Arjuna was a pure devotee, but Krishna confused and bewildered him to become like that, so that he can speak Bhagavad Gita for the society at large. And the Bhagavad Gita, as it is meant for us. And today, Bhagavad Gita is being spoken throughout the whole world. And if I had some video clips here, I should show you how many people are speaking of Bhagavad Gita and the scriptures of Vedic culture. And there is one pastor, I didn't take his name down, one black pastor. He is speaking about the conditioning of the living entities in this material world. And you know what he said? In church, he said, go. If you did not read the Mahabharata, go and read. If you do not read it, you're simply wasting your time. If I get the clip, I'll send it to you. Such is the power of association of the scriptures and of pure devotees. So Arjuna was like that, and he became freed. And another example is Dhruva Maharaj in Srimad Bhagavatam, in Canto 4, how he was disturbed and how he took the instruction. He took the instruction of his mother, go into the forest and you'll find the Lord. And little boy, 5 years old, went into the forest, and lo and behold, Narada Muni again, the transcendental spaceman, travels all over the world. He met Dhruva Maharaj. And he asked him, little boy, what are you doing? He said, I am going to the forest to find God. God will help me.
Utensils we use to
And Narada Muni told, you can't, you're too little.
Aarti. When you take it home,
What can you do?
you must.
But this little boy testing, Narada Muni testing the little boy. He was so dedicated and determined. He said, yes, I want to go. I will surrender to you. Please give me instruction. So Narada Muni gave him the blessing, and he left alone into the forest and began to meditate. Within 6 months, Dhruva Maharaj, while meditating, the Supreme Person of God, Lord Vishnu, comes on his bird carrier, Garuda. And he meets Dhruva. And Dhruva, when he opened his eyes, he was shocked. He couldn't speak words to the Lord. The Lord took his conch and tapped him on his head. And Dhruva spoke words unheard of. It's there in the Srimad Bhagavatam. He said, my dear, then Dhruva Maharaj made a very powerful statement. He said, my Lord, because Dhruva Maharaj said, I want a bigger kingdom than my grandfather. That is Lord Brahma. What do you think he is asking for? And he mentioned, Dhruva Maharaj mentioned, that is like looking for broken glass. I was looking for pieces of broken glass, but instead I found a piece of diamond, which is much more valuable than pieces of broken glass. And that diamond is you, my Lord. And I solely and wholly surrendered to the dust of your divine lotus feet. That is the power of association with purity. The Lord is the purest of the pure. I can go on like that in many verses here in Srimad Bhagavatam, right up to the 12th canto. And but time is forbidding. But therefore I just want to mention that in conclusion, that it is so important to appreciate the association of devotees. It does not matter wherever you are, in which temple you are, no matter how difficult it is in the association of devotees, That difficulty is a test of time for us. How to make spiritual advancement and then get out of this material conditioning full of suffering. It is a test for us. And there were many devotees that were tested. I can vouch for that from Srimad Bhagavatam, but time is at our constraint. So therefore, I am just concluding with this, that whatever you do, please be in the association of devotees. Because a devotee is very, very rare. And I'm going to give you an idea. How many people are in this world, in this globe? Can anyone tell me?
Between 7 and 8 billion.
Huh?
Between 7 and 8 billion.
No, somewhere written 7. Okay.
8 billion.
Yes, 7 billion. Did you say that? Yeah, it's more than 7 billion people in this world, Earth planet. Right? Out of that 7 billion, how many are devotees? If you compare that. How many? Huh?
Very few.
Very few. Not even a handful. So how very rare are devotees on this earth? Every one of you is chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. You all are a very rare species on this earth planet. So therefore, I have come here today on this purpose to cherish this and to cherish your association, to give me your blessing
Yeah.
so that I can speak in your association and purify my heart and mind of all contaminations in this material world. So thank you very much for your wonderful association. Please, whatever happens, do not give up the association of devotees. Somehow or the other, be in the association of devotees. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you. Hare Krishna.